All right, let's see if that works. What is up, gym rats? Leg day. Oh yeah. Quad focused leg day. I am hyped, but also anxious because of my bum knee. But we won't let that make any excuses. We're still gonna go ahead and do it. We're just gonna be a little bit more thoughtful when doing it. So sorry to say, my mic setup was not charged and they died on the drive to the gym. So we're gonna have to improvise with a little TED talk over today's lift. I did make it a little bit shorter, so I hope you enjoy it. So I went ahead and I tried the pendulum. Normally we do the hack squat, but I have the option of hack squat or pendulum. So I thought, let me go ahead and try the pendulum. We did no weight. I felt nothing in my knee, which was surprising. I went ahead, I added another plate and a counterweight to take off some of the pressure of the knees. I just added a 25 counterweight, no pressure. So I was like, all right, I'll go ahead, I'll add another plate and we'll do a couple working sets. So went ahead, did 2 plates, 25-pound counterweight. Easy, felt really good. Nice, I was like, all right, let's add another plate. Let's not get too crazy. But I liked it. I felt good. Minor pain in the knee, but I think because of the growth hormone and the Primo, it's kind of helping with my knee. It's helping the recovery aspect. And then once we get more of the BPC and TB in, I feel like that should be good because I should be getting about 10 servings of that in, and that should, I feel like, clear it up. Especially if we're being really smart with the way we're exercising quads.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, is making sure what you're doing is what you know works for your knee. Like right now is not the time to experiment.
Yeah.
You know, it's like do what works. Either off season comes, you can kind of try a few different things. But I feel like now's like you just gotta lock in with some of the same stuff and just get what needs to be done, you know?
Oh yeah, I just gotta go in there and do the damn thing. It's funny, don't experiment as I experiment with the pendulum. but we took it easy. It actually worked very, very well. Leg press felt good. I was able to go really heavy with that. You know, that's pretty much a straight up and down movement, not too much pressure onto the knees. Of course, by that point, I was feeling a little bit more discomfort, but I didn't want to push it too crazy. So we only did about 9 plates on each side. Nothing too wild.
I'm so annoying.
Oh, but it was good. And then we went ahead, we hit a PR on RDLs, which that was also done very well. You know, my back was a little rounded, but what do you want? It's 405, you know? Last time I did 405, my grip strength wasn't there and I had to drop and re-grip, and then I was a little bit more rounded. So every time you go back to, like, that, I'm a big preacher of that, right? Okay. You go ahead and you try it for a PR. It's not gonna look pretty. I say if form is there, at least 85 to 75% there.
75.
That's really pushing. Yeah, I know that's pushing it, but at least you have 75 minimum pushing it. 85% you have form. I think you're just fine. I wouldn't go past that. 75 is pushing it. But next time you go and hit that same weight, your form's going to be better. You're going to be stronger. Your body's going to be like, oh shit, that's right. This is where we're at now. I'm not saying be egotistical about it, you know, but anytime you hit a PR, it's not going to be pretty. See how last time I did it, I couldn't hold the weight properly, kept slipping, my back was a little bit more rounded. This time, it was more straight, had better grip, and it improved. So next time when I hit 405 on RDLs, it should look even better. So, always be mindful of the of your PRs. Compromising form a little bit, I think, is okay. Okay. It's when the people that take like science-based lifting, right? and they take it to such an extreme that they're not willing to go in compromised form, not even 10%, let alone 5. It's like, yeah, it's science-based, you know, it's scientifically accurate, but at the same time, you know, they're stereotypes back then, right? They used to make muscle comic books or little muscle cartoons, caricatures, and muscle magazines. There'd be the big jock guy, you know, kind of like in Back to the Future. You had Biff, the big jock, and you had McFly, that was a little bit scrawny, a little bit more dorky, right? Especially in the first movie when they go back in time. You had George McFly, the dad, really dorky. Like, oh yeah, okay, Biff just goes along with the bully, and the bully walks all over him. That's what it was like back then, you know? George McFly was really nerdy and really smart. That's like your science-based lifters. They have the knowledge and they know what works. And they go ahead and it does work. They still have a good build. But it's Biff, the mindless idiot that just puts enough effort and force into it. That's what triggers his muscles to grow. Okay, a little bit of a caveman behavior, if you will. I think a balance of both of them is where you will see the most growth. You know, I feel like that's what a lot of these kids don't realize, is that Chris Bumstead was a very good advocate of both, but he pushed science-based lifting in correct form so much later on in his career when he kind of maxed out his potential in his category and really couldn't put he couldn't put on much more size, right? So he mostly stuck to good form and tempo repetitions to maximize, you know, the muscle fullness, but without necessarily putting on much more size. And I feel like that's what a lot of these scrawny kids are doing, is that, you know, they're treating themselves like Chris Bumstead when he's at his peak. He can't really put on much more size. They're like, oh, this is what Chris Bumstead does. Yes, but even Chris Bumstead said himself, don't be afraid to push heavy weight. When you're young and you don't have any muscle to build, you know, you don't have any muscle on you, why are you worried about fine-tuning little muscle groups? Build a tricep, and then you can fine-tune after you have something to sculpt, you know? That's like trying to build a clay figure really detailed and intricate, but you don't have enough clay to actually do anything with. You know what I'm saying? It's like, while you're young, while you're tiny, eat everything, eat anything, and bulk up. A lot of these people, they overcomplicate it. You know, this guy could be like $150. I'm eating very clean, good protein source. I don't eat any fast food, this, that. And it's just like, okay, that's fine. You're healthy. What's your goal? I want to get as big as Chris Bumstead. Well, you're not going to do that, you know, eating 250 or 2,500 calories. You're going to do that eating 3,000 calories. You got to eat as much as you can. Don't worry about being a lean machine. Your time will come after you have something to cut down. If you have nothing to cut down, what are you doing? You'll make slow progress over time, but eat like if you're just starting out and you're like $150, eat whatever you want. Push heavy weight. It's important to have form.
I'll say at least make sure you're getting the right amount of protein.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you still gotta keep track of what you're eating.
Oh yeah, that's like early on in my career when I was younger and didn't know as much as I do now. I tracked my protein. I made sure that I had enough protein, but everything else was like whatever. I just ate whatever. Now, did I have the quality physique that I have now? No, but that's what helped me build enough mass to obtain this quality of a physique. So that concludes our leg day. I hope you guys enjoyed our little TED Talk. Take a good look at these legs. It'll be the last time you see them for a little while, except for maybe some calf action on certain days that I wear shorts. But hope you guys have a blessed day. Keep an eye out for more videos. Like and subscribe. And remember, lift heavy but train smart.